What's up, guys? Season 4, Episode 5. I haven't gotten around to recording another episode. We are now in December. Yeah, so I just decided, on my chill day off to finally get around to recording again. And here we are. I am in a setup situation right now. Give me one moment. And there we go. And we are here on a Wednesday, and let me tell you, I feel as if for the NFL, the Patriots seem to be the ones with the juice. If you know what I mean, I believe they have the best ability to possibly win the AFC. At the moment, they are looking pretty damn good. Thought it was going to take the Patriots another year to get that team set and ready. I was so wrong. And I'm going to step off to the side real quick. All right, and we are back with some great news. Let's take a look at the playoff picture for the current NFL rankings. All right, I'm going to pull that up, and I'll just talk about what I've been up to today. I have finally put my Christmas lights up and some decorations up outside. Funny times. I had maintenance guys scheduled to come here, and they so happened to see me attempting to get back onto the ladder off the roof. And the dude stopped me because apparently I was going to miss the fuck out of the goddamn ladder. And it was going to get real ugly really fast because it was a good, 10-foot drop. But pretty sure it would have been all right. NFL rankings. You ready? We have it pulled up. The AFC Patriots on top, 8-4 on a 6-game win streak. They are 5-0 away and 3-4 at home, which is really odd. But who knows why that's happening to them? But it's happening. They have they're looking pretty even across the board. Now, they're the best team at the moment in their division and the whole AFC besides the Chiefs. And they're on a 4-game winning streak. And if you hear my dog in the background, she picks the most lovely times to make a fuck ton of noise. I know other people have those issues as well because I have them. She's staring at me now because I'm talking shit. And we got Titans on top of the South, Ravens in the North, Chiefs in the West, Patriots East. Patriots, I believe, are the best team coming out of the AFC once again. Now, NFC, Washington football team is on a 3-game winning streak. Cowboys are looking like hot trash the last 2 weeks. And the Cardinals are, I believe, got Kyler Murray back, so they're bouncing back. The whole NFC West is looking pretty freaking solid. Niners are on a 3-game win streak. Rams are on a 3-game losing streak. They look like they may or may not make it. They have some wiggle room They're sitting with 7 wins. So if their team can figure out their offense, because Niners shut them down, and then 2 other teams, I can't remember the other teams right off the top of my head. I believe they just lost to the Packers, and the Packers shut them down as well. And the Packers don't even have that like, they're not known for having a great defense. So Rams are looking really shaky. Cardinals, obviously best team coming in the NFC. Unfortunately, they're going to be the hardest team to beat besides the Packers. The Packers division is just about already wrapped up. They're sitting with 9 wins and only 3 losses, and their home record is 5-0. So for anyone that has to play the Packers at home, no bueno, because one, they still have Aaron Rodgers. Dude's been playing there his whole career, knows how to play in the weather there, yada, yada, yada. Don't really need to go into the details about why the Packers are always an NFC favorite, especially at home, because one, just Aaron Rodgers, and 2, they're not a fair weather team. Like, they play in all conditions and they play well. And pending any injuries, my Niners are 6-5 now. They're just now climbing out of the hole of the losing, that being right above 500. Niners did just get hit with a lot of injuries, though. A lot of injuries, and it's not looking too hot for them for the next couple of weeks. Luckily, Debo's out, but they still have Kittle and they still have Mitchell in the backfield, thankfully. Now, they are questionable about Fred Warner. Fred Warner is also going to be out, or hoping for just a couple weeks, as in taking a game off and then taking probably a week off of practice again, just to be on the safe side. There weren't major injuries, but they're going to be one of those lingering ones where when they come back, they're definitely going to just have to either deal with it or possibly sit out the rest of the season, which is not very good for the Niners to have this many injuries again. But I feel like it's got to be next man up at this point. We do have a lot of rookies that could possibly step up and, turn things around, possibly. I mean, nothing's gone bad yet. They can feed off the fact that they're on a 3-game win streak and they're going against a very beat-up Seattle Seahawks. They're not the same Seahawks that I think everyone thought they were going to be. Their offense is very lackluster this year. They're not looking too hot. Russell was out for a long period of time and he came back. He's looking like he's getting back to his regular shape and everything and getting back to his groove. But the Seahawks just, I'm pretty sure, already knocked out of the playoff picture with 8 losses, only 3 wins. They're too far behind, I think, to make a push. I think their season's not wrapped up. They could still turn it around, but I don't think they're going to make the postseason. It's too many. They already have too many losses, and there's too many games left. Now Buccaneers are sitting 8-3 at the top of their division. They're looking pretty hot with a 2-game win streak. The rest of their division doesn't even look as if they're going to do anything significant. It is a close second for the Falcons. They're iffy. I don't know what to think of them. I don't know what to think of the Panthers. After picking up Cam, I think Cam might have had the worst game of his career. He got benched. And the whole screaming "I'm back" thing is really, really backfiring right now. He's starting to look as if they were right about him not being what he used to be. I don't know what's going on. I feel as if he might be a little too confident in what he's capable of. I feel like he can do a lot better, but I feel like confidence needs to be... I believe he is humbled now after being benched, after coming back. And they paid quite a bit of money for him to only play like half a season. I mean, their season's not quite out yet, They were sitting at 5-7, but they are in must-win situation for the rest of the season. But they're in a division with the Buccaneers, and I don't think the Panthers are going to get over the Buccaneers division-wise. They're all three teams in that division, Falcons, Saints, Panthers, they're all looking basically for a wild card. Wild card slot. They're not getting nothing else out of that division. North Packers were gonna win the division. Everyone else in that division is pretty freaking sorry. The 0-10 Lions got one tied, not even a win this year, and they're back on track with a 2-game losing streak, and they look like hot garbage. Let's see here. Everyone in the NFC West has a shot at the playoffs besides the Seahawks. The NFC East, Cowboys, I believe, will come out winning the division again, although the whole division is pretty close in contention. Washington 5-6, Eagles 5-7, and the Giants are 4-7. I believe Giants I think one of them just had a bye week. Now, with that being said, I believe that besides the NFC North, the East is probably was the laughing stock. Those two, I feel like the North, the NFC East feels like it's going to be the laughing stock of the NFL. The teams are just they don't have that factor of, oh, we got to worry about these guys come playoff time. You always got to worry about the team that you're playing against, but come playoff time, I don't know if any of those four have it. Now, that being said, we're going to move on to some MLB news. Max Scherzer went to the Mets for a ridiculous amount of money. I think Baez went to Detroit. Gosman went to let's see. Gosman went to the Blue Jays. It looks like Corey Kluber went to the Rays. Let's see. I'm just kind of picking up who went where. Corey C. Let's see here. Aha! Melanson just got signed to the Diamondbacks. He was the MLB leader in saves. Chris Taylor just signed with the bringing back. Chris Taylor's going back to the Dodgers. Javier Baez went to the Tigers for a 6-year, $140 million contract. Don't know why that even happened. Let's see. Angels bring back Iglesias. James Paxton signed with the Red Sox. Cubs. Cubs didn't really do a whole lot. Pittsburgh didn't do anything. White Sox agreed to terms. Yada yada yada. Yeah, Adam Duvall is returning to the Braves. And Corey Seager went to the Rangers. Obviously, Max Scherzer deal going to Mets. I heard all these rumors about all these other teams that supposedly he was supposed to go to, and it didn't happen. Rangers signing Corey Seager for a 10-year deal, I think, was ridiculous. MLB has gotten really, really dumb with these contracts. 13-year, 10-year, like, most professional athletes don't play that long. Why are we signing guys to these ridiculous contracts? It just doesn't make sense. Like, Max Scherzer going to the freaking Mets for $130 million for 3 years. Like, the dude's at the end of his career. Why would you sign that guy for that long? Yeah, I understand signing him, but for that long. Obviously, yeah, he was probably asking for a crap load of money, and he probably wanted more than 2 years is the thing. But I feel like guys have a hard time accepting, like, what you should expect. Alex Cobb went to the Giants. Not too fun as a Giants fan. I'm not mad at it, but I also know that I think they're pulling up a lot of farm players this year, and I mean, at this point, you got to trust the process. They had the most wins just in this past season, but Giants are still haven't made any move. Chris Bryant hasn't gone anywhere yet. Gosman's inked a freaking 5-year deal after having a great season with the Giants. I mean, good for him. Hopefully, he can keep up what he was doing. I feel like that last year might have been the year for the Giants to do something, and it didn't happen. Rays signed Corey Kluber on a 1-year deal. See, they making smart moves. You can't sign these like older guys to these long ass contracts. Mets signed Starling Marte and Eduardo Escobar. The Mets are making a huge push to improve their team. They are spending a crap load of money, though, in order to pull this off, which could really backfire on them. And the Mets have been known to giving up way too much money, because if the guy sucks, why keep him for that long? Wander Franco has agreed to a 12-year contract. Like I said, why? We don't even know. Like, 5 years, let's start with that. He's signing with the Rays. Rays are making some upgrades. Looking for big names that people know. Giants signed DeSclafani to a 3-year. Didn't spend a crap load of money like everyone else. Astros bring back Justin Verlander on a 1-year, $25 million. Understandable. Giants retain Brandon Belt. He accepted an $18.4 million qualifying offer from the San Francisco Giants, the only one to accept among the 14 free agents who received the offers from their former clubs on November 7th. Noah Syndergaard goes to the Angels. He had a injury, I believe, last year, and have agreed on a 1-year, $21 million deal. Hopefully that can help the Angels. They have a lot of stars and not a whole lot of wins. Let's see. And I believe that is pretty much the majority of the signings that have made a huge, huge deal. And, yeah, I don't know what some of these teams are doing. There's still some really big names out there. People need to keep their eyes peeled for Chris Bryant. I feel like everyone wants to figure out, well, like, where the hell he's going to go. And me personally, I am also very curious where is Chris Bryant going to go. Just being a Giants fan and seeing him play just last year, he makes an impact. And he seems to be able to fit into another ball club pretty easily. Now let's look at the matchups. So tomorrow's game, Cowboys-Saints, that's a big one. That, I believe, Cowboys should win. Saints did announce Taysom Hill as the starter now. Colts-Texans, Colts are going to win. Vikings-Lions, Vikings are going to win. Giants-Dolphins, I feel like the Giants have a better team. Buccaneers-Falcons, Buccaneers win. That's a division game. Eagles-Jets, I believe the Eagles will win that easily. Jets are terrible. Cardinals-Bears, Cardinals win that easily. Best team in the league right now. Chargers-Bengals, Bengals win that. Chargers are just the Chargers. Like, they have their games where they're good, but they're not good enough, I don't think, to beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Jaguars-Rams. If the Rams need to bounce back, that's a good game for them to bounce back. Jaguars are a pretty beatable team. So maybe the Rams pick it up again. Just for being a Niner fan, need the Rams to lose. Washington Raiders. And Raiders should win that game. Washington just isn't all that. They are on a hot streak, though. Ravens Steelers. Ravens, better team. 49ers Seahawks. Niners are the favorites. I know this. It's not opinion. That is based on other analytics and just the fact that the Niners seem like they're the better team this year. We will see when it comes time Sunday. Hope my Niners win. Broncos Chiefs. Chiefs win. Patriots Bills. I despise the Patriots. I don't like Bill Belichick's attitude. He's a great coach. I just don't like his attitude towards people and media. I hope the Bills win. I've been rooting for I just have a soft spot for the Bills. I feel like they're a good team that deserve to make it, but they have their hiccups quite often. Let's see. That pretty much wraps up Week 13. Excuse me. That wraps up Week 13 of the matchups. And Week 13 out of 18 right now. Wow, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's supposed to be 6 wild card games. 1, 2, 3, 4 divisional round games, conference championship, and Pro Bowl, and then Super Bowl. I know Pro Bowl voting has just begun. That'll be interesting. You know, Pro Bowl's never really been a huge deal to anyone that has watched the Pro Bowl. It's not super exciting. Let's see here. For most fantasy leagues, fantasy is wrapping up. My fantasy team took a huge dump on me. As in, I went 5-7. I mean, I think I got 2 more matchups, but I don't think it really matters. I'm not one of the top teams. Top 5 NFL teams. What are the power? Let's see the power rankings. Just for shits and giggles. So, someone asked me, how do you do this whole podcast thing? Like, I'm like, they're like, what should I do? Like, should I do notes? Should I take, come up with a popping pizzazz freaking title? And to be honest, no. Like, I don't really truly have an answer for you. Like, if you feel like you can start a podcast and, talk and do whatever, like, I love it. It's entertaining for me. And I feel as if it's just one of those things where you just kind of have to, you got to do it. Now, you have to have an approach, obviously. Now, if you want to be like straight facts, then obviously you need to take notes and stuff like that. There's those. It all depends on what you want to talk about. But if you just want to sit there and ramble and talk about shit and just have people come on and stuff, then go for it. It's just one of those things that can get you. I hope one of these days that my shit blows up. And it's one of the things too is you can say what you want on podcasts. It's not radio. You don't have to have such a huge radio etiquette. Obviously, you want to speak clearly and all that stuff, and be able to talk for at least 15 to 30 minutes. In that range. Most podcasters, they go on for about an hour to 3. Like. I was talking about it with a few coworkers, and in order for like a podcast to really like blow up, one, you're rich, you're already famous, like you have your fame from being whatever in the NFL as a star player, the MLB and a star player, or you were already known, like you're Stephen A. Smith, like everyone already knows, and let's say he started his own little podcast outside of ESPN world, and people obviously listen in on it. The dude, everyone knows his voice, everyone knows who he is, everyone knows he's a well-known sports like analytical commentator, like sports show host, like all the the whole nine. And it's one of those things where there's really no good answer on like what you should do for a podcast, besides the biggest thing is just to constant, like if you just want people to just, in order to pick up like people listening and stuff, they're obviously going to be like, if they like it, they're going to be looking for more episodes. So like if you're taking forever to push out episodes, kind of like me, I'm not very good about getting stuff out there. What I've noticed with most people is once they start hearing people giving them feedback like, hey man, what's up with the podcast, like you gonna keep doing it, or is it just not, it's not sitting right, people ask, I only have a few people that ask here and there, like, oh yeah, how's it going, like is it making an impact? Is it doing this? Is it doing that? And the only real answer I have is I could possibly make it a lot bigger than what it is now if I would start dedicating more of my time, free time, to just hitting the podcast. Just hitting the mic and just talking. Because I feel as if people just want to hear my side of the story on some sports. And as everyone knows, I like to talk about football a lot and baseball. Now, speaking of basketball, Warriors and Suns are looking as the top 2 teams right now. I believe Suns just won like 18 straight. I'm just not one of those guys that pays attention to basketball as much as I do the other two. I grew up playing those two. I grew up watching those two all the time. It's just one of those two things, one of those two sports that I can follow a lot better than the others. I started following basketball more when I got older, and I enjoy it, but I never played it competitively. I'll play basketball whenever. But yeah, anyone would. I play anything whenever. But that's besides the point. It's one of those things where if you put the time and effort in, it something will come of it. Now it's also, if you want it to be quality, you got to invest into some equipment and stuff like that. And I feel as if I've been kind of going off the rails a little bit with random subjects and stuff, but that's the approach I want to take now. I feel as if it's more fun for me that way. Eventually I am going to get a camera set up because I have my man cave pretty well put together before what it was in the past. Obviously I gotta get stuff moved around and stuff and position things and yada yada yada, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Now let's take a look at the NFL power ranking. It's one of those things like, if it feels right to you, just do it. That's my answer. And I've heard that from, other people around, and it's just one of those things, man. Like, sometimes you can't sit there and think about it a whole lot. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. It's the only way you're ever gonna get past the fact of whether or not you should or should not do something. Let's see here. So Green Bay is ranked numero uno as of week 13. Number 2, Cardinals. And Tampa Bay is number 3. Ravens 4. New England 5. Like I said, I think New England is back, people. We have an issue there. I didn't want them to be back that fast. They're already top 5. Kansas City 6, Buffalo 7, Tennessee 8. I think Tennessee might be taking a very big dip. Cincinnati 9, Cowboys 10, Rams 11, San Francisco 12. They are slowly but surely marching their way back into the top 10. All right. Colts 13, Raiders 14, Denver 15, Chargers 16, Browns 17, Vikings 18. There was some hype for the Vikings, and then it is now gone. Steelers 19, Saints 20, Dolphins 21, Washington 22, Eagles 23, Panthers 24, Falcons 25, Giants 26, Bears 27. Sorry, Bears, you're just awful. They need to figure something out. Seahawks 28. Ouch. That is that's a big blow for the Seahawks. I don't think they expected to be that bad. Hey! Sorry, I had to yell at my dog. Sorry about that. New York, 29. Jacksonville, 30. And the worst teams, Texans, 31. And, of course, Detroit with no wins, 32. That is the power rankings for now. And I believe I'm about to end this episode because my dog is screaming and yelling. Everyone have a great, fantastic rest of your week. And as always, please subscribe.